experiences out on the deserts of Nevada. One thing I will tell you, which is just my opinion, I am totally convinced for myself that at Area 51, that base we call Area 51, there is no doubt in my mind that there is extraterrestrial life forms there. No doubt in my mind about it at all, because of what I personally seen and experienced when I was at Rachel. I've had too many strange things happen to me that were otherworldly, in your face, like one-on-one. And so there's no doubt in my mind that what I experienced out there, we had an alien come in the mobile home. My friend Paul Tice and my lady friend from Hawaii, Ivy, all three of us, an alien came in the bedroom. So there's no doubt in my mind, there's something really off the wall going on out there at Area 51 that we are not aware of. But I've had many otherworld experiences out there, not just, you know, I can't stand it when people say that this is all high technology of of our government. No, I don't buy that for a minute. What I've seen with my own eyes, I don't buy it for a minute. If it has anything to do with our government, then what I have actually witnessed with my own eyes, if it has to do with U.S. government, then that means that the U.S. government is in league with extraterrestrials, because what I saw is extraterrestrial in origin. So, and what I've experienced.
That's very, very valuable to hear you say that. Can you talk about the possibility that of what these humans that are being created, what their destiny might be? In other words, you say they might not have feelings, et cetera, et cetera. And do you feel that perhaps, I mean, this is working in with your sort of destiny that they were talking about? Because these subjects we're talking about right here and now, I actually went to Egypt with you and William Henry in that group. I did have a short interview with you at that time. You weren't willing to talk about that then. I think that now you're much more willing. This message that you have seems to be culminating in this, in what you're saying, in this symbol that you know we talked about at the beginning of this interview. Is it possible that this is going to be the message, the unfolding of what you know?
I think my feeling is that the reason why I'm here doing what I'm doing is because of this mutation which is being foisted on the human race. It's being forced on the human race, this change that the masters of the universe, so to speak, have in mind for the human race is being foisted on us. And I believe, again, just my opinion, that that's my part in this cosmic scheme or this cosmic play, is to call people back to their humanity and let them know you're being led down the garden path into something you don't know what's coming. You had better get back to your roots of being human and start re-establishing your humanity, because the human race is losing its humanity. The way we were designed by the original creators was a beautiful thing. I mean, when you look at children and little animals, you have to know that whoever designed us designed humans and life forms to be beautiful, to be charming, to be a beautiful thing, to live in a beautiful world with children and gorgeous and beautiful things which uplift the spirit. But I am totally convinced that there is now on the earth, again, for lack of a better term, alien presence, which are the enemies of the human race. And they are obviously enemies of whoever the original creators of us, because of the things I've been told, that the people or the entities who created us, the gods who created us, have enemies out there in the universe. And they have come here to see what these gods are doing, what these aliens are doing. And they're coming here and say, I see what they're doing. They're creating these creatures. Why don't we move in? Like a gang, why don't we move in and take over and take this beautiful creation that these gods have created and mutate it into what we want? And so to mutate the whole human race away from their natural evolution of society and humanity into a whole new kind of civilization. And I think that that's probably what I'm here to do, is to call attention to the world that you're being misled by some extraordinarily powerful, occult, mystical, otherworld technology that is changing the evolution of the human race from what it was supposed to be at its creation, as opposed to where the dark powers of the world are now leading the human race into a different world. And what they have in mind for us, you don't want to know. The people who are in power today in this country and around the world have something in mind that you have no idea in the world how bad it's really going to be. Because there will be no longer any place for freedom, intellectual freedom, spiritual freedom, liberty, justice, none of that. It's gone.
Okay, so, but you are protected, and you've been told this over and over again, and this person that you met way back who sort of started you on your journey was also part of a race that has been visiting here and is looking over, out for you, in essence. And you've told, at least me, some personal stories in which you were protected, and there was reasons. You were told to leave a room at a certain opportune moment, right, and so on and so forth. And
I have had that happen to me over and over and over again.
Right. So that means there's a force
dangerous
for good.
Things happening, and at the moment I just did not know. Walked out and some terrible, dangerous thing happened, and I never even heard about it.
So this seems to be a force for good. Some white hats behind the scene.
Yes.
Some of whom have actually talked to you face to face, protected you. One that passed on recently comes to mind.
Right.
These people who might have been working behind the scenes, even in places that made them appear to be working for the dark side, if you will.
The establishment.
Yes.
But in point of fact, they were extremely powerful people at very high places.
Working for the light.
Working for the light.
Right.
And they told me, we know what you're doing. And but one of them told me, you have some very powerful friends that you don't even know exist, and they're protecting you. I know. I have had I'm not going to get into the details, but I have actually witnessed protection from the highest sources in this country step into something that was very, very serious happening in relation to me. And all of a sudden, and I was really frightened because I knew the implications of what's happening, and they could be very serious for me. I may not be around much longer. I've heard from the top, and then all of a sudden I get a communication from Washington, D.C., from the highest office there, saying, don't worry about it, we took care of it. Just go on and don't worry about it. And I was amazed. From Washington, D.C., somebody that high up calls me and says, don't worry about it, just go on about your life, no one's going to bother you. And they didn't. And I've had this happen many, many times when something very serious threats against my life and against my work. I get a phone call, or someone will walk up to me in a public place and say, Jordan, that thing that you've been worried about for the last 2 weeks, we took care of it. Move on, don't worry about it. And I thought, well, I'm still here, I'm still alive. So I know that I have been protected. I know that.
Absolutely.
Where would the truth movement be without you? Specifically, Zeitgeist is a movie that was in the top 5 most viewed on Google Video for like a year at least.
Yeah.